My name's Tim Cross and I'm the technology editor of The Economist magazine. So people like to make a big deal about 5G, and it's a sort of curious mix of being, it is a big deal, it will be a sort of big change, but maybe not quite so enormous as people like to tell you. And from the consumer point of view, at least at first, the main difference you're going to notice if you go out and buy a 5G phone is that you will have just a sort of fatter pipe to the internet. So your cat videos will download more quickly, or you can watch them in glorious 4K resolution if you really want to, and that kind of thing. The other thing that people like to say that 5G will enable is this idea of the Internet of Things, which is a sort of terrible phrase that no one's thought of a better one, but it describes the sort of slow move of computers into everything in the world, basically. And the idea is that 5G could be one of the bits of infrastructure that underlie that, because it's designed so that messages go across the network much more quickly. You don't have to wait as long to get a reply. The latency is lower. And so people say, well, if you want things like self-driving cars that download detailed maps of where they're about to be, you need 5G to do that. If you want to do telemedicine, you might need 5G to do that. Or even more prosaic things, if you want internet-connected door locks or CCTV cameras, or those infamous interconnected smart fridges. Maybe 5G is a way to connect those. I think that can be sort of slightly overdone, but I do think there will probably be some use cases along those lines that do arrive eventually. For the operators, it does change things quite a lot. So previous generations, it used to be more dependent on the hardware. You had specific hardware designed to do specific jobs. In 5G networks, sort of increasingly more of that moves into software, and so you have a box that can run lots of different kinds of software. It's the software increasingly that defines what your network looks like, and that has various sort of useful operational benefits for the network guys. It lets them sort of slice the network into chunks and sell dedicated capacity to people who want to be sure they always have a connection. So I think from a consumer point of view, it's probably just, at least in the short term, going to be a faster connection. For the operators, it is maybe a sort of bigger and more technical change.